tired parody. Ah, fuck. Oh, this has been done so many times.
Stop that man!
You again? What do you want with me now? It's been like 5 years since the last time you did something to me. You can't be serious. All this because you want me to talk about the championship again?
I don't need to make this video. We all know why the champions this year are bad. We all know why this format is garbage. I've said it every year since 2014. I've been standing up here for 11 years now, explaining away every reason why this format is terrible and should never have been implemented in the first place. Alas, we continue as Steve O'Donnell jerks himself off on stage pretending that everything's okay.
And we are always looking, if there are opportunities for us to tweak something, so be it. I mean, we're not the only sport where the best statistical team does not get to the Final Four, the Super Bowl.
No one wants to take responsibility for the sheer nonsense that has ensued as a result of this garbage format. Comment a reason why I should care at all about anything that's transpired. But hey, I'm already standing here. We may as well do the thing. Ty Majeski won the 2024 Truck Series Championship. And when I learned about this fact, I was completely apathetic. I was not mad. I wasn't even happy. I have absolutely nothing against Ty Majeski. I think he's probably one of the best short track drivers on earth today, as a matter of fact. But did he deserve to win this championship? I mean, you're watching this video, you already know the answer. Ty Majeski was 3 races back in full-time points, and yet somehow is the most deserving champion of the season. And all that being said, Christian Eckes, who failed to finish in the top 10 once all year with an average finish of 5.4, which is the best season average finish by anyone in the Truck Series since 1996. And if you'll take a look at these standings, you'll notice that multiple drivers had average finishes better than 5.4. So that's just how the Truck Series was back then. This is the best average finish the series has seen since 2017. But he will finish 3rd in points. And can I just say, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad on Christian Eckes' behalf. I really, the only thing that I cared about this Truck Series season was hoping that Eckes would lead a lap in every race. Man deserved the championship. He worked at it. He was the best driver week in and week out, besides the 11 of Heim, which, completely ignoring Heim, who had 6 wins, and in a series with 23 races, that is over 1/4 of the season in wins, but completely ignoring that. Completely ignoring that. Put that out of your brain for a second. Put that out of your brain. Completely ignoring all of that. By all stretch of the imagination, Christian Eckes should be the champion. He was a full race, including stage points, ahead of 2nd. What? I don't put too much stock into the Winston Cup points format Twitter thing that's been around for a while. because it's a completely different system as opposed to stage points and whatnot. I feel like the racing reference standings, non-chase standings, that includes the stage points is a far more representative of how a season went versus this in this day and age. But because Dave Moody had to open his fucking mouth, I've decided that I'm going to include the Winston Cup format Twitter in this video. And Ekis won by a full race, but not as much as you would think. Only 150 points over the 11. Majeski comes in 4th. At least he was in the top 5. Like I said, I have absolutely nothing against Majeski, but he was not the best driver this season. He had 3 good races. And yeah, having 3 good races is all you need to win a championship these days. We'll get to that. See, the thing is that everyone always goes, oh, but if it was a season-long points format, the last race would be boring. Well, guess what? Did you watch the Truck Series race? Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Ty Majeski brought a very good truck and stomped them. He laid his entire cock on the table and just went bask in Ty Majeski's cock. That is how good he did in that race. But doing good in one race should not determine the season-long champion. I feel like I have said this at least 50 times on this channel. I'm going insane. So yeah, Ty Majeski. After everything I've said so far, he's still the most deserving champion this season. The Xfinity Series champion was none other than excuse me? I'm going to talk about this at the end of the video. I do have some things to say regarding the champion in the Xfinity Series, but let's just get to the meat and potatoes of the video. 7 of the 12 drivers in the Xfinity Chase had a better average finish than the series champion. 13.4 is the lowest average finish in the history of the Xfinity Series to win a championship. On Racing Reference, they don't include stage points for the Final 4 in the non-chase standings. If you add that, it is Cole Custer by 1 point. Remember how season-long formats are boring? Remember how the champion is locked up races in advance? Yeah, I remember. But in Winston Cup, guess what? Chandler Smith wins the championship by 19 points. Justin Allgaier finishes 6th. 353 points back. In the full-time points, that would be over 2 races. Closer to 3. Closer to 3 races. All of this is to say that Justin Allgaier did not deserve the 2024 Xfinity Series Championship. This is legitimately, over his entire career, this is Justin Allgaier's worst season-long average finish. And that's all, and that obviously means that he has led more laps, got more top 10s, top 5s, and wins in other seasons. This is one of Justin Allgaier's worst seasons since returning to the Xfinity Series in 2016. 8 years. 8 years. And this is his statistical worst season. Now, ignoring that, he did win like 15 stages. But this is Justin Allgaier we're talking about. He is incapable of finishing races. But all that being said, sure, maybe he was the fastest car on the track most weekends. But when has being the fastest ever meant anything if you can't close? I thought this was supposed to be about winning. I thought this series was supposed to benefit winners. I thought winning was everything, NASCAR. Explain what the fuck is going on, NASCAR. Explain to me why I should take this seriously. And then, if you thought that the drivers I've discussed so far have had bad seasons and other drivers were more deserving, oh my fucking god. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the worst NASCAR champion of all time, reclaiming the throne that was taken from him last year. Man, Logano looked at Blaney last season and it was like, that was pretty bad, but I could do worse. Oh my god! 17.1 is the worst average finish for a champion in NASCAR Cup Series history. 76 years of cars going in circles, and no one has ever done it worse. 7 drivers in the Cup Series this season had more top 5s. 6 drivers had more total laps led. 12 had more top 10s. And 12 had a better average finish. Most of the drivers that, there were like 4 or 5 drivers that missed the chase because this format is fucking horrendous, that had a better average finish than the champion. But if all of them had made the chase, 3/4 of them would have been better. And if we're only talking, how about chartered teams? Oh my goodness gracious. 1/4, a quarter of the entire chartered teams in all of the Cup Series had more top 10s and a better average finish than the season champion. Trey Ryan is back at it again with another fantastic smorgasbord of stats that we can take a look at here. How about Michael McDowell with the most poles? Base. But look at all of these lists. You got Elliott. You got Larson. You got Bell. Are you noticing a trend here? None of them, not a single statistical category of any meaning, did Logano lead anywhere. There's nothing. There is nothing. Under no format under the fucking sun would Logano be even sniffing a championship in any other discipline of motorsports on planet fucking Earth. Would he even be in consideration? Let's just think about how we got here. Let's just think about it for a second. Let's just take a moment, take a breath, breathe in the air. Breathe in the air for a second, because I'm going to take you on a ride. The first race that Logano won this year was at Nashville, a race that saw 8 green-white checkers and everyone that was in front of Logano pitting. He didn't even pass anyone to get to the lead in that race. He went from like 15th to the lead because everyone picked. He backed into that race. Hallelujah, welcome to the chase. That's all it takes. It's just the entire field pitting in front of you. That's all it takes. And then we start the chase. Gets the win at Atlanta, the garbage bag plate track that has been absolutely obliterated by NASCAR and SMI management. Good job, guys. Great track that you got there. It sucks. It sucks, actually. Who cares? It's a plate race. That doesn't matter. But then we move on to the round of 12, in which Logano does fuck all and is eliminated after the Roval. In a 12-car round, 8 did better than Logano. And yet, because fucking Alex Bowman decided to be like he lost a bunch of water weight in the car over the course of the event. He got his race disqualified, and Hendrick didn't even pursue a appeal on that penalty, and Logano was just in. Once again, he did nothing, just like Nashville. He did literally nothing and advanced. And then we get to Vegas, where he's always been just so fucking great at, because the track is entirely equipment based. There's a reason why the season champion usually wins at Vegas, because it's a 100% equipment track. Look no further than last year at Xfinity. But even then, he wasn't even the best car. He wasn't even in the top 5 for best cars. Once again, everyone just picked. Everyone just picked. And Blaney pushed him. Blaney went down pit road because he was multiple laps down and pushed Logano to help him save more fuel. And no one was helping Bell in traffic. No one helped Bell in traffic. And he won again! Because no one else wanted to. 3 wins! None of them earned. Not a single one of them earned. Not a single one. And guess what? He's back in the Final 4 again. Wow! How crazy how that works. And then, we get to the Final 4 race, where nothing fucking happens the entire event, except for at the perfect fucking moment, a caution comes out that somehow manages to benefit Logano the most. Actually, I don't remember what happened. It looked like it was gonna benefit Byron, but he was slow all day, and I don't fucking know, dude. Hendrick lined up in the outside row instead of blocking both lanes in the second row. Like, you know, you put Byron somewhere on the front row, one of them on the outside, one of them on the inside, and then you block. But they didn't do that. They didn't fucking do that. Hendrick went to the outside, Blaney restarted on the top, got held up by Hendrick, and Logano drove by on the bottom. And then Blaney sat in like 4th for like a long time and fell as far as 3.5 seconds back. He made up all that time. He made up a 3.5 second gap, but once he got within like a couple of tenths of the leader, would you look at that? He can't do anything. He can't do anything. No, obviously Logano just got better. Obviously, because all day long he didn't have a long run car, and Blaney was better on the long run compared to everyone else in the field, and he made up a 3.5 second gap, but suddenly, the moment that he gets to the leader, all of a sudden he can't make the pass. He drove down a 3.5 second lead like nothing, and he couldn't make the pass. That makes sense. That makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Rest in peace, Bobby Allison. He must have seen this coming and went before it did. I don't blame him. I'd like to join him, honestly. I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot. Yeah. So there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. The worst champion in NASCAR history, taking back his title from 2022 that he lost in 2020 after getting it in 2018. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And no one on planet Earth is taking this seriously. I have a couple of screenshots from Twitter, just a few choice screenshots from Twitter. No one's taking this seriously. There's urinating tree. Yeah. These are some good posts. They're up on the screen. Brad Keselowski says, this should be the last straw on the camel's back for the playoffs. I appreciate the sentiment, Brad, but apparently Steve O'Donnell knows better. This isn't even to mention the nonsense that transpired in Martinsville. This isn't even to mention. Absolutely nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with that. This was already bad enough without the nonsense at Martinsville. And that's an entirely different rabbit hole. That is an entirely different conversation. One that I don't feel like having because this video's gone on for long enough. I don't care. If Logano's gonna be a 7-time champion and his average finish just keeps getting worse and worse every single time, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm done pretending to care. I am absolutely done pretending to care. This is, I've had enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've said it before. I'm pretty well known on the internet for having said it before, as a matter of fact. In fact, you know, that's all people ever want to talk about on Twitter. That's all anyone ever wants to talk about when my name comes up in conversation. That's all it ever is. But guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen of the audience? Guess what? I have had enough. I have had enough. And you want to know why? Because Justin Allgaier won the championship. And during the Xfinity race, Allgaier got a penalty, and he served the penalty, and then he got another penalty, and he was like 2 laps down. And I was pretty much like, yeah, that about sums it up. You know, when he died in practice, I was honestly sitting there thinking, you know, this makes sense. Of course Allgaier is going to have problems in practice. I mean, maybe not practice, but of course he's going to have problems. That's all the season's been. That's all it is that something, he has the fastest car on track and something goes fucking wrong. That's basically 80% of the races this season. I don't know, dude. But I was sitting there thinking, this is fine. This is okay, actually. This is a good thing. I'm glad that he's dying in practice. Because then, maybe the rest of the weekend could just go fine. It didn't. And I was just sitting there like, yep, this is my life. This is my life. Ever since 2010, I have been a fan of Justin Allgaier. And let me tell you, Truex is retiring. I had something planned for that, but I haven't gotten around to it due to brooding and suicidal thoughts. But ignoring all of that, being a fan of Justin Allgaier is honestly a lot more painful than being a fan of Truex. If you're a Justin Allgaier fan, I pray for your safety and well-being. I pray. I don't even believe in God, and I pray. Because it's not easy. I should know it is not easy to be a fan of Justin Allgaier. Because you see, the thing about Truex is that there's a lot of races that he should have won. But he also won a lot of races. You know, the thing about Truex is that there are a lot of races that he should have won. But when it comes to Justin Allgaier, I genuinely don't know how he has 25 wins in this series. Or is it 24? I don't even know. It should be like 5. Because he has so many races this year alone that he should have won. 10, 11 that he should have won this year. And that's ignoring every other fucking year of his career. Do you know what it's like to see someone have the best car week in and week out, and he should win so many races, and he leads so many laps, and then magically, as if by the hand of God itself, he just fucks off. He just fucks off and finishes 9th. That's being a Justin Allgaier fan, except for 15 years. Except for those 2 years that he spent in Cup doing nothing. Because let me tell you, there are days this year especially, that I sat back and I resented the fact that I became a fan of Justin Allgaier in 2010. I wish I could go back. I really do. I wish I could go back and be like, no, actually, I don't like Justin Allgaier. Because it's nothing but existential torture. Nothing but existential torture. And the Phoenix race seemed like more of the same. I gave up. I gave up. I went to bed when Allgaier got the second penalty. I went to bed. And I told myself, this is what I should have done in 2023. Well, it is what I did in 2023, but like consciously. Consciously this time. I told myself, if I wake up tomorrow and Justin Allgaier is somehow the champion, maybe I'll believe in God again. And about an hour later, I'm in bed sleeping, and my watch is blowing up. JC called me. I slept through that, but like I was getting so many messages, my watch was going off so much that it actually woke me up. And I was scrolling through it, I was like half asleep, wondering like, I didn't believe it when I was reading it. And so I got my phone and I turned on the stream, and what do you know? What do you know? Some fucking how, and in perfect Justin Allgaier fashion, he didn't even win the race, of course, because he was going to get taken out. He laid over for a fucking rich kid because he didn't want to get fucking wrecked on the last lap. You know, that was something that Herb said in the fucking post-race interview. He was talking a lot of shit. Talking absolutely mad shit for a guy with less NASCAR wins than Bobby Hamilton Jr. Really gotta say. Talking a lot of shit for someone who has done fuck all in regards to actually doing good in races. I don't know, just me. Just me. That's just my opinion. He was saying that, the media said that these wins didn't count. Meanwhile, motherfucker was gonna wreck the championship leader to win a fucking shitty race at Phoenix. Allgaier laid over to not get wrecked. The leader of the race that you passed for the win literally laid over for you. Sit down. Anyway, I didn't believe it. And even as I was sitting there with the phone and the stream in my hand, I was like, I gave up. I gave up on Justin. Can you blame me? Can you blame me from the way that his season's gone alone just this year? Can you blame me for thinking it was over? Honestly. There have been so many times that I've just watched these Xfinity races, and it just ruins my entire week. Because Allgaier dies for no reason, and some cunt who does not deserve to be in the sport will fucking win. And he sits on his fucking ass on the sideline doing absolutely nothing. And it looked like it was going to be another one of those days. I gave up. And I think it's fitting. I didn't get to see Allgaier's first win. I didn't get to see him win a championship. And he doesn't deserve it. This is not the season that he deserves to be. I mean, it kind of is, but like, he threw away 10 wins. Like I was saying earlier, like 7.5 minutes ago. I know. I'm the guy that every single year says, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. And then you always get a Chase predictions video, and you always get a reason why the Chase sucks video at the end of the season like this one. 7 years ago, fitting, 7 years ago when Truex won the championship, I remember telling myself all week, if Truex wins the championship, there's no way it gets any better. There is no way that watching NASCAR could possibly get any better. I should stop while I'm ahead. That was honestly what I was thinking. And looking back, I really should have. And the way that my life has gone since then, it's been tumultuous. Definitely not the way that I expected it to. I did not expect to spend as long as I did in the hotel industry, especially after getting a college degree in something completely different. And I certainly didn't expect the events that transpired both on track and off this year. This year was so fucking hard. And we still got like a month and a half to go. Like, we are not out of the blue yet. We are not in the clear. There is still many days, many days in this year remain. I mean, I sit back and I think, okay, now that Justin's won a championship, he's going to be capable of winning races every week, right? He's not just going to get one fucking win every season, right? I have no reason to believe that whatsoever. And then you look in the Cup Series. Briscoe's going to 19, but they're not firing James Small, so not like he's going to do shit next year. And Truex is supposedly going to run a few races in a third 23XI car, but that team might not even exist by February. So, yeah. And every year there's more and more pathetic garbage bag drivers who shouldn't be on the fucking city streets, let alone on a fucking racetrack in a full body stock car. There's so many. I'm gonna run out of time on this camera. So many garbage drivers. So many garbage drivers. And it's only getting worse. Everyone talks about it every single time, there's a bad finish in Trucks or Xfinity. Everyone always talks about how there's no respect anymore. And it's like, it's going to get worse before it gets any better. In 2018, I still cared. And in 2020, I was ready to be done. I was 100% ready to be done in 2020. But now, if the only guy that's left in NASCAR that I've liked longer than Truex is going to win the championship that I've been waiting for him to win for 15 years, and I can't even get excited about that, what's left? What's left at this point? Because no one takes this seriously. No one takes the ultimate prize, the light at the end of the tunnel, the entire reason that we put ourselves through this shit for 9 months out of the year. No one takes it seriously. And why should they? What is the point of any of this? And especially now as I stand here, alone, noticeably. I've been saying since 2020 that I've been watching this shit for this long. For what? For what? I doubt that I'm never going to watch again. And as a matter of fact, I'd say that the likelihood that I continue watching and probably watch every race next year, it's more likely than not. But at this point, I want to be done. It's not because I'm mad. And it's not because you can't take it seriously. It's just, for so long, I've wanted things to improve. And it hasn't. So, really, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. I guess that's why I'm called Kamikaze Games. So why don't we try something else? I want to be done. I give up. If the only thing that I can feel, I definitely cried a little bit watching the replay back, but like while it was happening, like while I was in bed watching it, while I was watching him do burnouts, just sitting here like, or laying there like, I wasn't even happy, man. I wasn't even happy. Because what is it? What is it? He did good in one race. He did better than 3 other guys in one race. That means he's a champion now. I'm exhausted. So I guess that's that. I'm not gonna get a Knoll Geyer championship shirt because I don't want to be reminded of the fact that 2024 happened once we get to 2025. I'd like to erase everything from this year. I would like to erase. So, all that being said, the channel has been noticeably quiet lately. And for various reasons. If you want to stop being a channel member, I don't blame you, because you're not really going to get anything out of it. I don't want to stop making videos. I don't want to stop streaming, but I don't have any motivation for anything at this point. Yeah, basically. So, I don't know what else to say. I really think I've said it all at this point, so thanks for watching. And I guess that's that. That's it. We're done. Go back to the skit. There you go. Are you happy? I made the video. Are you gonna let me go now?
I gave you what you want. What more could you possibly want from me? Did you even watch the video? I want to be done. Oh no, that's right. You're supposed to be the physical manifestation of Twitter and Reddit. So no, you didn't watch the video. Oh, yeah, you're just gonna walk away and leave me down here to die, aren't you? Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. All right, bye. That's some good shit, though.